It's a bitterly cold, crisp day here on top of Bodmin Moor, and you can see all the way down to the coast. But when this place is shrouded with mist, it can feel very sinister, and the locals believe that strange creatures are lurking here. Tales of the beast of Bodmin date back right to the 17th century. So, is it all a historical myth?
New video footage of what is claimed to be the so-called Beast of Bodmin has been released this morning. The pictures of the black, 3.5-foot-long animal will form part of a dossier of dozens of sightings to be submitted to the government for examination by experts.
Well, since then, there have been many more claims of sightings and encounters, and a lot of people really do believe that there is a beast at large on this moor. But of course, stories about beasts in remote areas aren't just confined to Cornwall. These modern-day beasts are believed by many to be what are known as exotic felines, animals like leopards, pumas and panthers. But if these exotic creatures are roaming around the British countryside, how did they get here in the first place?
These cats arrived in Britain in several different waves. I think some of the very earliest ones were from Victorian times when they had travelling menageries. Certainly big cats escaped from those, we have it on record. Secondly, the Dangerous Wild Animals Act in the mid-70s made it illegal to keep dangerous animals. You had to pay a very, very big licence fee and prove you could keep them safely. A lot of people just let them go. And thirdly, the Zoos Act, that didn't come into force until the early 80s. Before then, any Tom, Dick or Harry could start their own zoo. You didn't need to know anything about animals, you just needed to have a big backyard and a lot of money.
Over the years, there have been lots of stories here in St Neots about a beast out on the moor. But 10 years ago, there was a sighting which sparked off an official inquiry.
I've seen him, and there's the black leopard and there's the puma. That's a browner animal.
What sort of damage did they do to your livestock then?
Well, he killed several calves and about 14 sheep we lost.
But for how long do you think an animal like a puma could survive on Bodmin Moor?
He could survive forever. There's 1,000 acres of trees. Behind me there's 250 acres of trees here. And beyond that, there's several hundred acres of the National Forestry people.
Was any action taken by the government, say?
They sent a chappie down to do a survey. Now, what's the point of sending a chap down in a pinstripe suit, smelling of aftershave, looking for a wild animal with a nose on it, with such a terrific nose on it, could smell a man 100, 150, 200 yards away?
The official government inquiry said that none of the evidence it had heard supported the presence of a big cat on the moor. So, inconclusive really, but if there is anything out here, it could be dangerous.
All cats kill very clinically, very cleanly.
I lost a lamb in a field below us, and it was eaten. It was obviously grabbed around the neck. There was very little blood on the fleece. There was none on the ground, and the tongue was eaten, and just down a little bit into the chest, and the rest of it was left.
Mostly it's an attack direct to the neck and breaking the neck, and then very cleanly dissecting it basically and eating the bits that they want.
A friend who's got horses has seen a lynx and described it beautifully.
From a landing window across there, we saw a large black cat walking along this top of this hedge bank here.
It doesn't worry me at all. I'm quite sure that they're very timid. They take the odd animal, the odd lamb, perhaps the odd calf, but apart from that, we don't have a great problem at all. I know of one that was shot, and that farmer's kept quiet, and I don't blame him.
The last sighting in this area was lodged on the Big Cat Society website 3 months ago. But if these creatures were released into the wild many years ago, you'd expect them to be dead by now, so how come there are still sightings?
Cats seem to suffer less from inbreeding than other animals. For reasons that aren't really understood yet, cats can withstand inbreeding quite well. So from a very small nucleus, a larger population could blossom.
But the official government inquiry back in 1995 said that crossbreeding of big cats would not occur in the countryside. Well, now there have been demands for a fresh inquiry, but Whitehall says that it's got no new evidence to suggest the situation might have changed.
If DEFRA reopen the investigation, I really like the conclusion to be that they can prove that big cats exist in Britain, that there might be a breeding population, and that not really to scare the public, but just tell the public the truth, that they are there, they're very real, and they're not dealing with a Loch Ness monster.
You know, I've always wanted to see a big cat roaming free in the British countryside, but not too close, you understand.